This is magicspellshop.com, and today I'm going to teach you how to set up an altar for spell work or spell casting or casting spells. Okay, this is your sacred altar. Your sacred altar is where you will place rituals and magic when working spells. You will lay out the ingredients of your spell on your altar. Altars are most often made from natural materials such as wood. You can make an altar. It doesn't have to look in any way, any specific way, and you can also purchase some very fancy ones. Your altar is a reflection of you and the magic you will work. Therefore, you should feel comfortable with it. You can build an altar from wood or arrange stones to represent your altar, or you can use a shelf, a coffee table, or the top of a dresser, any of which you set up as a sacred place. There aren't really any hard and fast rules here, and again, it's what feels best for you in the space where you're comfortable working magic. And it's also probably best for your altar to use natural materials like wood, stone, not formica, not plastic. Natural is always good. When you're working magic, the idea is that the altar is your anchor, linking you with the mundane world while you are engaging in the magical world. Place it where it feels best for you in working your magic. You can set up your altar each time you prepare to work magic, or leave it set up, keeping candles and other tools there all the time if your living space permits this and you're comfortable with it. What goes on your altar is also a personal issue. You will place the tools for magic you plan to work on your altar, and when you're working magic, you should avoid clutter and keep the altar about the magic at hand. So if you're doing a spell, you have your herbs and your mortar and pestle or whatever you need, even your book, there on the altar, and that's where you do the spell and chant the words to the spell. The altar is where you're going to be doing your work. There may be other objects that are meaningful to you that you may want to place on your altar, and you can do this if your altar is set up permanently. So it's probably best to have a permanent altar set up, and you can always move it out of the way or move it into a closet. But putting it up and taking it down, it's going to get very inconvenient. It's going to be a hassle. Think of your altar as a sacred space, not another surface on which to spread the clutter of your life. When your life is feeling hectic, you might find that going to your altar, rearranging it, refreshing the water and flowers, that's all optional, and replacing the cloth, which is also optional, with one appropriate for the coming season, will feel like a calming, centering meditation. You may find that the calm and beauty of your altar is inspiring and spreads to the rest of your house. If you only have a few moments to clean, start with your altar. It has a magical way of distributing loving energy. As you work on your altar, try chanting, "Loving energies spread from here, focus my life, both far and near." You may want to cover your altar with a decorative cloth. This is optional. Some people do this, some people don't. I suggest putting a pentacle on your altar. A pentacle is a 5-pointed star inside of a circle. It symbolizes the 5 elements: air, fire, water, earth, and akasha, meaning spirit. You can put burning oils and incense, herbs, anything you're going to do spell work. And it's always good to have some incense burning. That always helps in spell work. You'll probably want to put a candle. The candle represents a connection between you and your higher self. Light the candle each time you visit your altar. Crystals are another thing you may want to keep on your altar. Necklaces or charms that you wear every day can be placed on your altar when doing spells. All of these items on your altar are being charged with your personal power when they are on your altar and you are doing spell work. And all of these items I mentioned are available at www.magicspellshop.com. Thank you and good luck making your altar.